Right, hello everyone. Welcome to the streaming series. I'm here. We're jumping right into the draft between Regen Phoenix and Chaud Steamé. I actually didn't ask this team how to pronounce their name, so I'm just gonna call them CCS, of the many CCS and NGS. But this team probably bizarre because last night it wasn't quite the right size either. I'm not sure why. Change size on. Here we go. Right out of the gate. Dagban, coming out from Regen Phoenix, they were map pick, which means they're second. You're gonna have to just ban Zag if you pick right now. Fortunate. Garrosh banned out from CS, not wanting. Regen Phoenix, a team that was a mainstay in Division for a while, did very well, moved up to A, and just wasn't able to quite put together the kind of season made for a couple seasons. Kind of with the strengthening of overall of NGS at the higher echelons, we've seen them now move back down towards. But I have a lot of high hopes for this team. I think Regen Phoenix could be really good. That said, I have seen Ewok and the Dwarf play before. They have played quite well. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Right out of the gate, we Sylvanas and Dahaka. So this was the map pick for Towers of Doom. Dahaka, a bit of a flex pick on this map. You tend to see the NASCAR Dahaka build, emphasis being on having rapid movement speed. Let me turn my microphone up just a tiddly bit. Here we go. Focus more on kind of rapid move. Now that Uther can work out as a main healer, but could struggle a bit into if there's a lot of poke damage, which on this map you can quite a bit of. Of course, it does open up the Holy Cow combo, the Divine Bovine, Divine Mosh, as well as the potential for Divine Shield. Actually, no, it's not doable. Because instead of an added duration. Yeah. No. Anna was banned out, so Regen Phoenix very much expecting this to be double support, which is not unusual at all. Although, if you're going double support, I don't tend to see Anna as that second support. Ewok is a healer, but you don't. Because Vala is such a small target, you don't. That said, it does bring kill pressure, of course, with the maybe about that factor. Diablo banned out, so a little bit of a tank choke here. Diablo, Garrosh, and Anub all banned. They're going to grab Tyrande and Varian. And I think this is a good pick. Tyrande very strong right now, especially at a sporting auto attack. Especially if there's a clear target. You get Variant on Hunter's Mark. A lot of people can sustain off killing. Blaze Ariel. So it is going to be an Ariel healer. Ariel can be okay. Does have the knockback for the Varianton as well as the Aegis. I do like it for that. Brings some damage as well. The one downside is if you get into a position where you get shell gamed, Ariel doesn't really bring much in the way of seed damage. Shell gamed meaning that you're having to repeatedly clear your own structures. There is Kira coming in. Kind of a second offlaner if needed, but also has a lot of CC. Both teams with quite a bit of CC on hand. Definitely if it came down to just 4-man in the bottom, double soak mid top, Dahaka has the advantage because of the move once he gets stacked. How that plays. Looking again at the maps that banned. Regen Phoenix banning out Alterac and CCS banning AoE Raxus and Phoenix Yep. As Regen Phoenix lost the coin toss, CCS wanted first pick, as pretty much everyone does right now in this busted ass Zagara meta. But jumping
prepare yourself for battle.
Left side, we're gonna have Phantoms on Kira. Kyloran is gonna be on Varian. We have Arrow on Dahaka. Area is gonna be on Rhonda and Darabo on Sylvanas. On the right side, Sneaky Turtle. That eye is very sneaky on Ariel. Norseman on Vala the Dwarf on ETC. Ewok on Blaze. I thought Ewok was a healer, but
5, 4, 3.
And Red Hot is going to be on the Uther.
Let the battle
Taking a look at those level 1 talents. Uther is going to go with the Q build. Standard talents. I'm not getting the race card to Haka, instead getting the enduring. Surprised by that one. A Lion Speed. Or a Lion's Maw. Not from the variant. Already just straight away moving into the bot lane. Uther going to come in on the flank. Rhonda wisely going to back up. Lunar Flare build coming out from Tyrande. Got some of those auto attack builds. Ariel and Vala on the way down to the mid. So it should be a 4v3 for the time being. Akira and Dahaka both working clearing the mid at the moment. Take a look here. Both siege camps are up. Akira coming down to help out on this. A lot of stacking talents. Dr. Butt Lover is throwing out love for Regen Phoenix. Here we go. That is a name and a half. Dr. Butt Lover. Okay. Aka currently working on clearing lane, getting a bit ahead in soak. Blaze doing a little bit of double clean. Meanwhile, Sappers coming into the bot, and they take out that first tower. So Sappers successfully walked in here by Regen Phoenix. As we see 4v4 in the bottom. Norseman playing very aggressive. It'd be worth noting, Ariel, did take the AoE damage on W. The advantage of that talent that I think a lot of people don't take into account, the damage from that AoE actually does stack your W as well. So, that good stun there by Ariel. Did get taunted by the Varian on the way out. Big heal. This is a 5-man as the Haka has come down, but no successful kill here by Regen Phoenix. So, a lot of resources used there that did not translate into kill. It's going to allow Blaze to help close this gap and, in fact, take the lead on Soak, as the Haka now, the mid lane, going to be some hits Soak up in the top, presumably. Both teams focusing towards the bottom half of the map at the moment.
Go forth and claim the altars.
ETC coming in on the flank. Nobody channeling yet. They are looking for the fight. ETC did power slide in. Did not manage to catch anyone, though. But with this double healer, not going to pay for it too much. Both the offlaners grabbed the top lanes and are now on their way down. But here comes the engage. Looking for the stun. Oh, but Kira is absolutely getting lit up. Has to grappling hook on out of there. Now, stun onto the Haka. Power slide through so he can't burrow. That is a good kill. First blood. Getting over to the side of CCS. They find that to Haka, and this should enable them to get the channel and take the 32-36 lead. Back, burrowing top. Sapper camp is up for RGP. PCS 8, are they going to look for the invade here? Not looking at right now. Looks like they might just want to do their own camp, but in fact, gonna be where their focus is. Now going to spot out the camp is currently being taken, but RGP doesn't look like they want to fight, at least not until they get this camp or this lane clear. Let Blaze in the meantime checking that top, just making. RGP did manage to get their first group of sappers walked in pretty easily, and with the Sylvanas, that could get a lot of value. There's the focus onto the Vala. They get a lot of good damage there, but this double support just unrelenting manages to keep the Vala alive. First sapper walks in, gets the gate. Second sapper, third. Oh, didn't quite get there. Damage landing just in time to prevent the worst of it. Right now, ooh, there's the taunt, looking for the follow, gets the lunar flare. Here comes now Uther looking a bit isolated. Just not quite able to find kills yet as RGP. It's a tough enough to crack. Once level 10 comes around and you start to see some things like maybe Hunter's Mark come into play, it becomes a different game. In the meantime, ooh, Phantoms may have been a bit too far forward. Ooh, nifty little move to escape them. Phantoms absolutely was dead to rights. Meanwhile, offlaners trade the objectives in the top, so still a 4-shot lead favoring CCS8.
As feeble as your words. Let the assault begin.
Varian did find ETC up in this bush. ETC gonna zone the Varian out for the time being. Vala recognizing, hey, they don't have any CC up. I'm going to step up, be a bit aggressive. Here comes the Lunar Flare onto ETC. There's the taunt. Kira getting the stun as well. But just this double support throws out so much healing. Nobody quite able to get the kill. Level 10 is here. ETC locks the Mosh. We do have Divine Shield. Resurrect is the play rather than the Aegis that I expected. Rain of Vengeance and Combustion. And, look, I know everyone goes Resurrect these days. I still think Aegis is the thing, especially against the Varian comp, but nothing wrong with it when you already have something. And make more sense. Especially if you're so reliant on a single hero, like CCS8, or, not CCS, is, dependent on that Vala. Would make sense. ETC recognizes the invade. They don't have Ariel, so they're just, or they don't have Vala, excuse me. They're just going to back up. Oh, the tongue lands onto Uther, though, and there's the taunt follow. ETC power slides in, did not pull the trigger on the Mosh. The isolation on the Uther. Uther does manage to get out, but ETC moshing in the back is not going to be able to escape from this. Is the D shield going to be able to land? Yes, it does. Good D shield there by Red Hat, but ETC power slide back in, but the healing is starting to come in. Here's the big combustion. Secures the kill onto the Haka, and this double healer is just keeping ETC alive. Finally goes down to ETC, but at the cost of Tyrande. And Blaze now looking to maybe find one more. Not going to be able to do it. But a very well-fought fight there by CCS. And then the Resurrect on the ETC, so it's effectively they lost no one. Really, really good job there, though. Great D-shield. I was a bit nervous, admittedly, when ETC power slid back into that fight. You know, that double healer just keeping them alive. And I'm going to spot out the Varian here. Taunt comes in onto Uther. There's the Lunar Flare. Kira stun follow. Poison damage does secure the Uther kill, so only the second kill for RGP, but the tongue follow onto ETC should make it another one. Yeah, the final strike comes into play. There's the taunt, looking for the Vala. Kira going to be able to push her back in, and RGP, relentless on this chase, finds 3, and they are going to convert this bottom tower, so that's what you look for on this map. Get that bottom tower and turn that into an advantage. Still down by 8 shots, but RGP going to be able to get a lot done here. And this is one downside of this hyper carry Vala comp, is if you get down on structures, it's one less person who's good at burning to convert. That said, Vala pretty good at nuking structures. not something to sneeze at. See here. Team stepping up. DCS. Ooh, there is the focus on the ETC. There's the taunt. D-Shield has to come out. That is a big cooldown used. That is one less defensive ult. Resurrect is still available, however. Mosh is up as well. In fact, the only ult not up is that D-Shield and Shadow Stalk, which was the choice out of Tyrande over the Starfall. Going for more of a sustained focus, possible ambush setup. Ooh, good Wailing Arrow. Heals still came in time for Vala. ISO looked to be used there by Arrow. Just a bit out of range with CS. But a good focus here, defending the structural advantage. And they did manage to get a channel in that interim, so the gap is down from 8 to 3. Still working on this camp while the members of CCS push into RGP on this bottom. There is one minion left. We'll see if CCS checks it. They are going to check it, and Sylva's not going to be able to catch this. So, but may need the focus onto Uther. Is that going to be able to secure a kill? Big Mosh, but gets interrupted. The Mosh did catch out the Kira. Oh, Final Strike getting booped out, and Sylv on the backline, stunned by the Blaze, is going to go down. Now Phantoms is low, so is the Dwarf. Phantoms does not manage to get out of there, but the double healer enough to keep ETC alive, and RGP on a full retreat, trying to get down to the bottom. There's a taunt under the tower trying to get ETC, but the tower has now been converted, and Varian is going to go down, and down goes Tyrande as well. Let's take another look at that. You can just see that a great flank onto the back by Ewok, locking down the Sylvanas. Good power slide through on E2 to help lock down Kira as well. And then at that point, with the tower so low, good decision. Convert the tower first, then look for the... Knowing they definitely had the opportunity. Great play there. I see. With that, this is the triple altar phase. Ooh, didn't quite land the ISO once again. Blaze with a good stun, so looks like CCS is going to be able to... Call them CCS, I apologize for them. CCS going to be able to convert 2 of the structures to 1, so the lead back out to 7. At 4 points there. Dahaka came in looking for the ETC, now burrowing. Here comes the engage. Good face melt. Looks like we're seeing back here from the Vala. Expect CCS to be a bit more passive in the interim. Next objective is double on the bottom side. We now have the sewers open. Great, mouse doing weird things. No camps up at... Well, there's the top camp. Haka gonna run top and grab that soak. Should be able to come down. 1 level advantage at the moment. Yes. Looking like... hey, they're like daring someone to come through the sewer. Blaze like, hey guys, I know you're there. Meanwhile, though, starting to push up towards this bottom tower is CCS. So it's going to have to be responded to by RGP at some point. In fact, though, good cutoff. Now looking at the variant. Here comes the combustion. Doesn't able to slow for the engage, but doesn't really hit anything. Now here is the drag onto ETC. Kira comes in, hits a big stun. Brain of Vengeance tries to disrupt things. There's the D-Shield just to make sure ETC can get away. But during this, Ariel now getting engaged on. Good jet charge. Catches too. Uther disrupting the follow-up from the damage. And there's the Mosh that does secure 2 kills in exchange for the variant. They find the Haka, but they lose the Uther. Just an absolute bloodbath of a fight. Is Ewok going to go down? He's going to need a little bit more damage. No, not going to quite get it there. Still channel coming in. Want to look away just yet. Vala going to stun once. Here comes Kira, though. Good Owl as well is going to maybe secure this kill onto the Vala. It does. That was 8 shots going into 4 of CCS, and that will turn it to a 1-point lead for RGP, and probably more importantly, capturing this bottom structure. And that's going to be important as well, because Vala has a much more staggered death timer. If Vala were in a reachable position, Ariel could reset that with a Resurrect, but now they're just going to have to wait the death timer out because of this bottom structure preventing the Resurrect. Ariel going to go for it anyway, like she is. Ariel going for that Resurrect. Camp has been captured. Here comes Vala. She's going to Resurrect in a bad spot, though. And, yeah, this is not going to go well. I don't know if that was a good use of the Resurrect ult at that time. And actually, Uther going to go down as well. Jet Charge has to be used just to prevent more kills. But here come the Sappers about to be walked in. ETC not even going to chance a step-up face melt. There's 3 more shots going in. It's an even 4-point lead in favor of RGP at this time. That was a big cooldown to use to not get any value off it. You got to be careful about resurrecting when it's just not in a position where you can defend the Vala. Was well read by RGP. Very aggressive. Well done by them, and you know, looking like they're gonna not only come back in this, but that they may be able to take a big win. Right now, 6 points potentially on the board, heading into this single altar phase. And without the Vala on the map, just not really a great opportunity to reconvert a bottom tower. They're gonna start working on it, but here comes Kira's gonna dissuade them from that effort. Tyrande gonna get the channel. That is 6 shots. Sappers being worked in the bottom as well, and with next camp up in a minute, this bottom could potentially end the game right here and now without even the next altar phase on the side of RGP if they manage to get some kills and get these Sappers in. Only 6 points remain, so CCS, after such a great start, find themselves a bit on the back foot here. Here comes the engage, gets a good AoE stun, but a good disengage by the Vala and the Combustion. Now tries to turn onto the Varian, and Varian popping protected, by the way. Oh, but ETC is called Billy Idol. He was dancing with himself there. Did not manage to catch anyone out on the Mosh. People are not going to get that reference, and I don't care, because I like that reference. Oh, good drag. D-Shield forced. And so, Resurrect is available. ETC is going to come back up. Go to the 5v5 once again, and Tyrande is not going to be able to really do maintenance heal. So they are actually just going to back up on the side of RGP. Aggression being the better part of Valor here. They do have a 10-shot lead, so they can be very happy just trading up here on the top. If they trade as it stands right now, it would go to 13-1. I expect this tower to be converted any second now. It would make it 12-2 instead, which is still a very healthy. I think you have to be happy with the trade side of RGP. They're going to leave Sylv in the back, look for the channel. Varian just making them think twice about the engage. Oh, there's the big contagion. Here comes the focus. On to ETC. Taunt is there. ETC goes down. Deathwash, though, is going to collect on the 3, but are they going to be able to get killed from this? Varian was low, but no, the kill does not come in. Varian with that protected, by the way. Jet Charge just bounces off the wall a bit awkwardly. Oh, good self-cleanse there by Blaze to prevent the Kira engage. But now Uther kind of in an awkward spot. And is he going to be able to escape? No. That said, Uther, I think, should come back. Don't think he's died yet. Yeah. Okay. So now, baiting out this boss in this situation. Nobody checks the bush. And that looks like it is going to be Ariel going down. Ariel can self-resurrect, but now with the Blaze down as well, this situation is rather dire. And yeah, I think this is just going to be game. No even really attempt to counter. They're just going to say, you know what? They got us this time. We're going to get them next time. RGP goes up 1-0 in this series off a really strong comeback, and I think some adjustments they made there in that game worked out in their towards the latter half in the engagements. You know, one they just had the damage to finally work, but two, I think they were making sure that they were getting Vala. That reaction to the Vala res exceptional. Getting Vala down again for plus the resurrect cooldown basically made it where CS couldn't fight for a while. And so even if they got like a big deathmatch or something, with Vala not there, able to do anything with it. Really good play, I gotta say, by Toronto. It's hard to keep up against the double support as well. You just don't win those trades long term. You know, getting the right heal, the right people, right time. Overall, well done. Take a look at those game statistics here. Huge damage as expected from Vala. Not a surprise, but ultimately a lot of that damage not securing kills in the late game. So with that, RGP takes game number 1. So we're going to take a brief break while we get set up for game number 2. We'll be right back. Thank you, everyone. Alright, welcome back in our next game. Finally jumping in game number 2 of this series in Division B Northeast. Regen Phoenix versus. And, you know, CS definitely had a lead. Looked like it was impossible for them to die early in the first game, but by the end, RGP the ways to get stacking CC on top of CC. A lot of great tongues from Arrow. It was just some really strong Dahaka drags. Set up a lot of good combos. You know, it's a harder to land stun than taunt, certainly. Taunt being quick. But Arrow able to set up a lot of good CC. Those tongues making a huge difference. Good wailing. Well, all in all, down the stretch, just really strong play by RGP. Not remember the CS in the back foot. They kept them there. Going to be the map as picked by RGP. Yes, as the loser, have to choose. Pick one. Guess what that means? RGP probably gonna have to ban Zagara. That's kind of how this works, right? Oh, Garrosh gonna be the ban once again. RGP did play that hero a bit last season. That always makes it. Bag banned out by RGP. To the surprise of no one who's been paying attention of late. Pull up the data for their Garrett. Fair enough. Vala going to be banned here by CCS. I get, you know, when they pick a hero and then ban it, that can mean one of two things. One, they think the hero's really powerful, but just they want to try a different strategy. Or two, they think that their comp, like their play just doesn't seem to want to work with it tonight, but they still don't want to give that hero. Stitch is going to be banned. Now, Stitches on Infernal Shrines is always a bit interesting. Can get a lot of value in rotation. Not good on the point itself at team fighting, but does actually form an annoyance on them, especially with something like so May is coming out Yes. Yeah, pretty popular last season. Popularity. The dwarf themselves only 2 and 5 on the last. At a shot. Arya is jump onto that Stukov. Pull up those numbers. Only played twice last season. 1 and 1, split the series. Arrow jumping onto that Blaze. Blaze I thought was played really well by Ewok last game. But now a little bit of a change up. Ewok flexing into the assassin role. Horseman going into that. Here we go. Ban to come. Third ban. Presume a healer. And Uther is a sensible one. Especially if you're going with more burst comp, which to me communicates the enemy is looking more at a burst comp. Maybe you want to think about what tank you need to take away to prevent map. Or a noob. A noob also a ban. Yet I think they can handle a noob better with. So EDC has definitely fallen off in popularity overall, but that has not the pick and the ban by CCS. 2 picks to come here. You gotta presume they don't have to actually pick their team. You gotta presume they want to get someone to help control time. They get Mephisto, who's good, and a noob. That Mephisto is, I believe, a pick that I've seen. Check my Stataroony stats. I don't know why I'm trying to mess with them.
For the alliance above all.
Don't have any data. I thought he played it last. There's Jaina and Anduin. So that is a good reaction to that kind of single target blow up having out. The thing is, it's not good burst damage by Anduin, and it's not great AoE damage or AoE heal. And there's the Kira coming out once again. So Phantoms stick with that. Worked well in the last game. And that is actually something that if you get onto Anduin, well, Anduin has to go Light Bomb here. Could see some focus onto a Elite Light Bomb comp. Might be the play. Jaina would be really good follow-up for them. I like both of these comps quite a bit. Overall, could be interesting RGP with the advantage at the moment. Would put them into the victories. 3 points, obviously. At least salvage a point here for yes. And that means winning this map. So we go ahead and R2 on Infernal Shrines. The shrines which are most inside. The Arion Stukov, Darabo on the Mephisto, Arrow on Blaze Rabbit Penguin. Going to be on Anubrak, and Phantoms once again on. It is been faded. On the right side, CCS, we're going to have the Dwarf on main, Norseman on Sonya, Ewok on Junkrat. Sneaky Turtle is going to be on the Jaina, and Red Hot on Endo and Super Hot Fire. Not a rapper. Not a rapper. Arizona Iced Tea drinks that Super Hot Fire. He's half mid. Oh! That's a really obscure reference. Just ignore it. Right now, we can take a look at the level 1. early rotational advantage to the side of CCS, getting the better wave clear, which is not too surprising. When you look at the comp, there's no part of the comp on RGP that tells me exceptional wave clear. At best, you could frankly call it functional, which kind of worries me a bit heading into the shrines. It feels like RGP, in order to win shrines, are going to have to win team fights. Whereas on the other side, you could win the shrine even without winning a team fight. And especially on the early shrines with shorter death timers and longer kill time, that's going to definitely favor CS. So, kind of more of a kill-focused comp on the side of RGP. Find those ways to get those kills. In order to come out on top here. Now a noob in the mid. Interesting. May going with kind of the older build. Not to say in any way wrong. Just I've been seeing a lot more kind of Blizzard at 1 and 13, and then Ice Slide at 4, 7, and 13. But seeing here kind of the more traditional self-sustain build. Jaina currently working on the siege camp, but a noob stepping onto the point. Now you do have a Junkrat ready to go, but here comes the engage now. And I think, yeah, you're going to be picked up by RGP. Good invade. And kind of winning it without even needing to force kills. And that's how they're going to have to play the shrines as well. Do enough damage to force CCS back. But they're going to have to do it multiple times because of how long it's just simply going to take them to kill all of the minions. But it is going to be the top shrine first. No one leaving anyone bot to get that last wave of soak. Mid is going to get grabbed here by CCS. Both teams grabbing their bruiser camp before the OBJ starts. Looks like we'll get a slight advantage in terms of lane right now for RGP. Yes, able to maybe undo that here. Look for the black flank onto Mephisto, but actually that does not pay out well for the Junkrat. Junkrat, not necessarily the best flanker, and you can see there he does get turned around on and popped, and kind of with that traffic jam around that little hallway, not able to escape, especially with that Kira follow-up seat. Good silence there by Stukoff as well. Blizzard going to soften up this brute camp as they focus on that. And as we said, I mean, RGP, they're going to have to get kills. But even now, 22-0, the Shrine clears so much better on the other side. But this is still very winnable on the side of CCS. Blizzard has been used, didn't manage to collect anyone, split the way for a bit. Ooh, but a good silence. Actually, Isolate May, but a noob having to burrow out with sub 300 health here. Does not appear to have a tap available, so for the time being, this should give Shrine control over to the side of CCS. The question is, can they close this gap? The gap right now is 16 skeletal minions. Oh, but it is shrinking fast, 25 to 15. And this is what we talked about, is it's going to take more decisive victories on the side of RGP, but here they come looking for that right now. Rabid Penguin dives in. There's a big jet charge. Catches two. Can they get the finish onto the Anduin? Anduin is somehow still alive. The dot damage might be able to finish down below 20. And there we get a double kill. Anduin and Junkrat going down. Finally enough damage to break through that sustained healing. And that should be the first Punisher, the Mortar Punisher, heading over to the side of RGP. Mentioned Blaze now is to rotate away and soak here. Slight XP leak, but not a big one by RGP. Said they're going to look to open up a bit more with the damage here. Arrow's actually going to stay up here. They're not going for side soak. They want kills, and they're going to find one. A really good CC follow-up on the Immortal jump, and Anduin presumably not in range there for the cleanser, just have it up yet. In either case, that is actually getting a fort off this. Blaze has now rotated away for some coke. They do manage to get one of the towers. May on the chase, but they're just going to walk away from his RGP. Sonya right now winning the wave clear. You can see kind of some soak being dropped here. Good overall macro. It's going to help them close this XP gap. Level 10s are here, though, and so you expect to see each camp invade. Here it is. You got the Durance. You got the Cocoon. Massive shove. Bunker. Kira has not picked the ult yet. Is still sticking with the final shot. I think that's a good call here. Kind of with the way the team is set up, they want to work more back to front than front to back. So I like Final Strike for that ability. If you're working front to back, her other ult is incredibly strong. But back to front, that extra poke damage, very valuable. Did that. On the other side, level 10s, it is the Wrath rather than the Leap, so we aren't going to see Leap Light Bomb. Ice Wall, Welly, Riptire, and as we mentioned, Light Bomb. Now that Wrath going to be very strong on the objective. But again, not really getting kind of the engage, and that's always something that worries me a bit with Mei, is reliable point-and-click engage. Nothing super, like, easy to do that gets them a strong engage right now. If they get a good ice wall, obviously they have a lot of tools. But they don't have, like, something that can just point-and-click. It always worries me. Doesn't have that kind of Camp gonna be grabbed right now, just grabbing Sonya. Yes. And Sonya, of course, working on this top bruiser. Are we gonna potentially see an invade? Kira, no, just currently sitting in the bush. This camp is gonna be held for a bit. Next objective is bottom. So if they can hold it long enough, it will favor them. Sonya is gonna go ahead and cap it. I think this is a good decision. RGP is probably just gonna sit on it for a second and then cap so the lane neutrals on their side of the map. That or maybe wait till Vala leaves the top lane and then cap to force it back. Any of those choices are really reasonable. Level 13 has kicked over for RGP, not far away from C. As Rabid Penguin right now, a bit of an awkward position. Not sure what Rabid Penguin was doing over there. Definitely kind of a uh-oh catch out moment. I missed what ended up with Rabid Penguin over there, but just awkward. And this should give CCS an opportunity to easily win this objective, given how much Shrine Clear we have. Blaze is actually just going to stay top and push this top camp in, recognizing the death prevents them from winning the objective anyway. Going to try to maybe soften up this tower, force Sonya to back. There it comes, but Pillow minions have been finished, and this is the Frozen Punisher. Arguably the best Punisher right now. Just for the ability to shut down that fort and like at enemies. There's the engage. They're gonna ice wall off that. It is a noob. Durance comes out though, catches the Jaina by proxy. And so no real engage off that ice wall or that Durance. Durance really just disengaging that ice wall effectively. And Darabo using the Mephisto well to kind of bait in the Punisher and make sure that the jump punch didn't get a lot done. Arrow is actually engaged onto the back. Rises out of a fight. The rest of the team was still really working more on the objective. Oh, the light bomb catches two, including Kira. Great cocoon onto the Sonya, but Arrow is not able to escape. Durance, though, is going to catch a few. But, oh, that root onto a noob might secure the kill. It does, and CCS on the warpath now. They are going to go ahead and take this bottom fort. They're also going to go ahead and take Stukov's head as a trophy. They'll drink punch out of it on Wednesdays and tell stories about boys. That did not make sense to anyone, including you. Now, pushing in this mid structure. Looking to capitalize on this two-man power play. F gonna go in, just trying to chunk some damage out to defend. Ice Wall has been used there. Kind of a endurance being used as well, and kind of a way in my mind. These Junkrat traps just being very annoying. Siege camps being the focus at the moment. Bottom seat picked up. Phoenix was looking for the gank. They do find the Anduin, but the light bomb should help them get away. And in fact, the Riptire gonna help them turn it around. Bunker gonna be used. Ooh, the final strike just not quite able to catch that Anduin out. Good light bomb use. And just unable to get the pick is RGP. But they do have a chance to grab level 16 well in advance of objective timer, let alone an objective itself. We'll see who that 16 favors. Kind of rotating as 5 are both teams. May just warding at the moment. Trying to keep vision over where the gonna rotate in from. Kind of catches that rabid penguin flank there. Blaze is gonna go top and clean. No attempt to invade this bruiser camp, although no one working on the bruiser camp for RGP either. Rabid Penguin needs to be careful now. Here comes the big engage. They've managed to separate out Rabid Penguin, but he does have the Q and E to get out of there. And a good choice on the rotation. With that said, here comes an invade potentially onto the bruiser camp. It has been left up. Sonya is going to go ahead and start on it. Ice Wall doesn't catch anyone, but at least is going to zone Blaze out for the time being. But that said, here comes a huge engage onto the Jaina. Silence underneath, so she can't escape, and down she goes, and with the Cocoon onto May, now the engage onto Ewok and Red Hot on the back line. May is up, final strike does not quite connect. Blaze on the chase, there's a noob with the big burrow charge. Oh, but a good jump wrap, but now Red Hot left behind, but a great route in order to be able to escape. And actually, we did see Anduin, you just saw the effect of that right now, going with that double root talent at level 4. And if he didn't have that talent, I think he may have gotten run down. So good choice. That said, with Jaina down in the penalty box for another 20 seconds, this is a chance for RGB to get some value. But you're seeing Sonya more or less doing the same thing that Blaze did last time, just getting the wave up to the bottom wall. And you know, now going to rotate in. They are going to actually take this seat camp in the mid. And this is where, because you have to spend so much energy burning, I mean, look how much time they've had control. They still haven't actually tapped it. 32 now, 34. They should be able to get it soon, but they're going to need to send someone down to deal with Katas in the bot lane. They're going to have to deal with these mid. So they're not going to be able to push as much with this Arcane Punisher as they might like to. We'll see how they do. Blaze looking like they are going to go down and deal with that bot. There's the jump. Good cleanse. Ooh, a noob separated out by the concussion off the burrow charge. Quickly cocoons Jaina, but no real chance to engage off that cocoon. So, ult is now down on this engage. The Arcane Punisher due to jump again. There it is, but no real chance to follow up on it. There's the Ice Wall, actually, to catch out the Mephisto. Mephisto, though, does teleport back. It does not work the same as Stitch's. A possible engage here onto Stukov, who has missed his massive shove. Still slowed a bit from the Jaina. The chase is on. Throws out the W, but there's the big Durance. That's going to catch two. A noob, though, does go down. Can they get the turnaround kill? Light Bomb comes out, does stun out the Kira, but Jaina has gone down, and now the healing enough to keep it up. Final strike dodged there by the Anduin. Red Hot with some narrow escapes, but does not escape after that. The Mephisto able to still get the... And now, going to be able to take this mid fort, although looking for the turnaround engage 3v4. Aggressive move. There's the stun onto Sonya. Can they get the finish? Neff is looking for it. Silence helps secure the kill. And that is a stagger. That is a near 30-second stagger on the side of Sonya. And that translates into the mid fort being taken with a nice little wave stacked up here in bottom. They can equalize this bottom pressure. 20 on the horizon. For RGP. These two games have been very close. You know, that first game, Towers of Doom, you saw RGP get the right kills at the right time. That easily could have gone the other way. And frankly, right now, you know, you're kind of seeing a little bit of the same. CCS had a bit of a lead, but weren't able to sustain it through. And, if we do get to a game 3, it'll be a question to see if Phantoms gets to play Kira again, because I gotta say, I think it's been played extraordinarily well. Bottom seat gonna be grabbed here. Both bruiser camps are available at Rat Check. Getting some traps around for vision. Anduin gonna join up. Anub is starting to... There is nothing keeping vision over this bush. We might get a fight here. Sonya is on the flank. We might actually just see engage onto Sonya. There to get him with just the end of that. Oh, but didn't quite land the jet charge. Now the ice wall cutting Blaze off, and Blaze may need to drop the bunker just to buy time to get away. A little bit of an awkward jet charge there. Now finally does drop the bunker. Anub goes into the back looking for the Sonya. Can they get the finish? They do as the cleanse comes in, and Anub is going to be able to get out of there like a smooth criminal. Escaping thanks to that level 16 talent, that CDR and Burrow charge. If Anub were in there for another second, may not have gone so positively. Really well done there. And that 6 talent paid dividends in 2 ways in that. Ensuring they were able to get onto the Sonya or the engage. And then as well, that CR ensuring that they can pay. Good talent. Now RGP with an opportunity to get the Frozen Punisher. And now keep in mind, there is no keep wall up here. So this is very potentially game ending. But with Sonya in the penalty box for another 15, there's not a lot you can do on the side of CCS. Anub just going to do some scouting, not really going to contest this. Or trying to make sure they know where CCS is. They're going to want to clear this mid lane as well. But this is kind of an awkward situation. You can't really push up and do much. Got to be ready to rotate to the top to defend, as the Frozen Punisher now coming in. Here we go towards this unguarded keep. And, you know, especially with a Frozen Punisher, that's a concern because, you know, if you stand anywhere near your keep is definitely going to get shut down. And most likely your keep's going to get shut down anyway. So that's an opportunity for this group to engage. Mephisto's going to go ahead and eat that root. Here comes the jump. They're focusing in onto the May. Junkrat root hits onto Rabbit Penguin. Rabbit Penguin is going to be able to be fine. The bunker dropped pretty far away from the keep, however. So, ooh, good root there. Hits 2, and Stukov is low, taking tower shots. Does manage to escape that ice wall, trapping Anub and Blaze. And so a really good defense coming out here. Durance is a swing and a miss. No, I take that back. It did hit back here, but they're going to save this keep. That was about as good a defense as you could have had on the side of CTS. Now the question is, with this 2-man power play, what are they going to do with it? They have their seat. They have neutral. They're going to go for the aggressive bruiser. Now this is, you know, this can get very limited value because of the fact that it's naturally going to just walk past the enemy fort and just kind of feed on keep wall. Also, you got to think, look at this top lane. Look how far back pushed in it is. And in fact, with a catapult, it's about to be on this softened up keep to begin with. Sonya going back to handle that. More of a deny pick than anything. This is Division B North. That is no audio. What do you mean no audio? I can see my audio. I can see my audio going. All right. Well, with that, go. Each camp being set up for. Taken. Now, despite kind of that opportunity for turnaround, they didn't really open up anything on the map. I'm not sure, you know, they didn't get any forts. They got some camps. They pushed the lanes out, which is valuable, but they didn't get any structure. And, oh, ice wall. Good dodge on the ice wall by Mephisto and Stukov. And this is kind of what I was worried about a bit with this comp, especially without the leap on the side of CCS, is that they, even when they have an advantage, they still need things to go right to get a good engage. They don't just have a way to point and click and say, okay, here's the engage. It's happening now. Now you're seeing, you know, secret mission here from RGP. Although they're actually going to show here on the bottom. They're showing here on bottom, but yeah. Here come the backs. They are going to go ahead and get this keep wall, and I think that's a wise play heading into the next objective. Just getting one of the keep wall you can recognize are valuable right now than that fort. Their own keep wall has also taken damage, so whoever wins this has definitely a decided advantage when it comes to winning the game. Seeing some bush ganks potentially. Bruiser camp is going to be grabbed up at the top here by the members of PCS, but that is going to give a head start over to RGP. And this late, even though their burn isn't the best, still going to make a big difference. Ice Wall does manage to catch on to Kira, but there's going to be no chance to follow up. But Rabid Penguin deep into the enemy team, perhaps too deep. Now the Light Bomb going to catch on to Mephisto. Mephisto able to break out, but Arrow has nowhere to go, and a noob has been a little bit too far forward at times this game, and that was definitely one of those times, and the whole engagement sort of fell apart here. I think if you just are patient, just focus on controlling the objective space, that maybe works out a bit better in your favor, but CCS able to punish the out of position noob very effectively, and then managed to run down the Blaze and Stukov. And they're going to also generate some pressure here in this mid lane. I don't know why they're holding the objective, though. This is nonsensical. You have 5v2, and you are holding the objective. That is nonsense. I mean, that's just... Siege camps are not worth 3 heroes not being on the map. I'm sorry. That is a questionable decision in my mind. I get the idea they want to go for the siege camp, but they could have cleaned that like 10 seconds earlier. Punisher gets much closer. Heroes have to just run into the fight. You can get the jump. I do not like that. In fact, they're going to split push here. Okay, so split push top or split push mid. They are going to split push mid with the double siege. So they're giving a free clear onto this Arcane Punisher. They are going to get the mid keep. Riptire coming out, just slowing the engage. Yes, is going to get that mid keep. But here comes the engage. Ooh, good Junkrat concussion mine. They do not get the bottom keep. At least not yet, but... well... RGP does effectively give it up by pulling everyone out of the bottom. So ultimately that worked out in PCS's favor. Still don't love the decision when you have a 3-hero lead of holding at 39. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned. Siege camp gonna be grabbed here. Next objective will be top. That would be the, what, 6th objective? At this point in the game, if it went off, or 5th at minimum. I think it would be the 5th. 26 minutes and counting it. RGP looking for the domination. CCS looking to take us to a game 3. Part of the game, you don't want to make mistakes. Good vision there by A. Now rotating up towards the top. They want to push in this top lane, but you know, they're recognizing the situation. The next objective is top, and it will be, in fact, a mortar punisher. I think this is the 6th, because we've had 2 frozen punishers. I think that was the 2nd arcade. Very open to being, if I'm wrong. Here comes the engage. Cocoon onto Anduin. They're focusing the damage onto Ewok. Silence is there. There's the big jet charge, and the final strike secures the kill. A noob further onto the chase, looking now at the Jaina. The root does not quite connect. There's the cleanse, but the heal can't get off in time. And now, oh, the dwarf's in a lot of trouble, and I think RGP may have just won themselves a domination victory. If they have, I can tell you that the final score will not reflect how close this series was. RGP. Oh, perfect. We just got some kills like him. Let's do some camps. Alright, Phantoms breaks off the camp. And now he's going to push in this top heap. And they are going to look to end this game. They have Sonya, Anduin, and Mei defending. Kira is going to eat the root here. There's a jet charge onto the Sonya. Force shields are falling. There's a Durance onto the Mei. Force shields are now down, but actually, hey, what about Winions down here, back here? 63 to 80, 58 to 78, 43 to 75. Winions might do this, 37 to 60. I think it's going to be so close, 16 to 41. Are the Winions going to win? Oh, they're churning around and focusing on kills, and the Winions win. Oh my goodness. And that siege camp ultimately paying dividends. And the Winions win. Wow. What a way to go to a game 3. I didn't know where to put the camera there. Which core did I want to watch? Oh man. Wow. That was that's a tough way to lose for RGP. It's a tough way to win on the side of CCS, but when they did, they're gonna go to and add that one to the win column. That was insane. You know, credit CCS, they had to step up and do damage there and stall just for the Winions to win. If they just backed up and sat in their, you know, RGP may be the winner here. It'd be close, but with that, just absolutely. I set it for game number 3, so grab yourself a beer. I have a tasty IPA. So tasty. It is delicious. It is from a local brewery here in Charlotte. Star Heel Brewery. Your butt lover should. He already has a doctorate. What's he gonna study for? Alright. We'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. I hit the switch. Toggled on my screen, but alright. Welcome back, everyone. This is Gaming Series. Smiley here. Jumping into map number 3, which was chosen by CCS. Finally gonna get first. It won't be the ones. Zagara. With that, waiting on Rivers of Sea. Ready? Looks like we're good to go. Okay, there we go. When the host was saying, hey, go, and we're like, dude. Alright. So, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Another 3-lane map. One can snowball, especially big type, managed to both teams getting an early game lead, but it can be lost. The other team's able to gather some. Allah gonna be banned out. May was banned out. Junkrat gonna. That does leave Zagara up. Until then, maybe they'll ban Zagara. No, they didn't. They didn't ban. You have to ban. All right. So now, oh, what position? Funny first pick here. You're gonna grab this. If you want to counter things that counter it well, or anything that punish a hero standing still, so things like stitches, ATZ. Any quick burst damage or isolation, so stitches or Diablo, as well as burst damage like Jaina. So I like this response so far. 2 more picks to come here on the side of Regen Phoenix. Giga Turtle back on that Janet. There's the Diablo and the Leoric. So you got potential for the Hotbox or the Hell in the Cell. Hotbox is when you tomb and or I like to call it the crematorium myself. Entomb and Lightning Breath. And Hell in a Cell is Entomb with followed by Chart. Nasty. Deathwing gonna be not want to go with that.
For the alliance above all.
Anduin. Kerrigan. Kira was up. They are gonna jump into Kira. Good on the map. Kel'Thas, of course, good. Good early game kill pressure.
Death is beyond your reach.
And Alphael gonna be the little bit of a similar concern. Better this time, but I still have a similar concern about, like, how do you actually engage here? if you don't get a hook. Just like, how do you engage if you don't get it?
Prepare yourselves. The battle begins shortly.
Did that. Got the go.
Battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Yeah, Gate looking for the root. They do find Diablo, but that said, there's a charge. Forces out the cleanse from end to end. That, still brawling. A lot of damage coming in. Diablo not quite able to get the wall back.
Fighters, bring the gems of power to my altar.
There we go. Oh no, it's still not over yet. They're still separating out that Stitches, and now without a cleanse there, Anduin tries to throw the healing out. There's a silence, hits the root onto Diablo, but Orf with just nowhere to go gets completely bodied. First kill over to RGP. That. Both teams just kind of playing around each other at the moment. Good bush usage here by Phantoms, although Stitch is kind of getting some vision. Ooh, Jaina needs to be careful. Now Stitch is stepping forward just to make sure the engage can't get off onto Jaina clean. Meanwhile, Greymane is doing this bottom siege camp. Leo and Malthael, that is pretty much just a skill matchup in terms of, hey, does Leo hit W? If so, Leo wins. Does Leo not hit W? If so, Leo loses. That said, if it's a Greymane there, it's not a skill matchup. It's just Leo loses. And in fact, Kel'Thas dropping there had to have been a hook. Kind of a tough situation to lose Kel'Thas right now when you're so reliant on Kel'Thas for your rotational damage. Kerrigan is actually head down to the bottom to help clean up this Diablo on the flank as well. No real engage potential. Kel'Thas doing the soak that they can. Looking at the gem counts, RGP has more gem turned in, as well as total. Only 3 gems away from a drop. They are checking very aggressively this this bruiser camp, but Diablo kind of showed and then didn't show. Now they are now flanking in, but needs to be careful, and there's the stun with the follow. Cleanse did not come in time. Good silence there, and haven't got any kills yet, but now potentially getting onto Ewok. No, they are going to step forward. Health bars are low. Stitches does not find a hook, although they got to be careful about a hook over the wall here. They're going to need to kill this quickly. Bruiser Camp doesn't do a lot, though, right now, but it might just give them time to maybe look for a turn. Diablo almost going home the wrong direction. Wisely decides against that strength. I don't know how I keep clicking on structure. Alright. Drops coming in. This should start the phase. It does. Looking like they want to maybe focus this bot lane side of it. A lot of pressure top. Kael'thas is going to run up there to clear. Here come the 3-man rotating mid. They're not going to leave anyone to get this soak in the mid lane, though. Okay, now Kerrigan is in the bottom. So sort of a 3-1-1 at the moment, but Diablo is rotating down. Seems like RGP wants to look for a fight opportunity here. And they're not pushing super aggressively the objective itself. In fact, they've pretty much just given up the bottom objective completely. Now, defense pings coming in. Diablo gonna defend this point. Looking for the reverse wall bang onto the Stitches, but Stitches managed to get through for the time being. Good gravity lapse with the silence. Kerrigan looking for the combo, does find it. Diablo, ooh, almost got the charge, but the cleanse there from the Anduin going to bail the Stitches out of the worst of that. Now here comes Malthael on the flank, looking for the hook. Stitches not able to find it. They get the wall, but not a very productive objective. Take a look, bottom wall still standing, top wall still standing. Only the mid wall goes down, and so RGP did not get a lot done with those 50 gems. Now find themselves about 24, 23 gems now away from Icon. On the other hand, turn-in is available for CCS. They just have to get them in, and here comes the engagement. Now, a little bit of a double displacement, though, not working out super well, but a good silence from Stukov. Chases on to Ewok. Ewok going to get out with just under 120 health at the lowest. Did not manage to get any gems in yet. Leo going to go ahead and drop 14 on the bottom. Here it comes, the rotation onto the bottom. Leo in the back could disrupt Sneaky Turtle. In fact, going to do that with the skeletal swing. Now going to just spooky ghost walk out of there. 21 gems about to be dropped by Mouth. Is anyone going to interrupt that? Did not interrupt in time, so get those 21 in. That is big, because that means that now at this point either Greymane or Stitches could turn in and it start the phase. If Jaina gets one more gem, could also play a similar role. But you gotta just do some math here. You gotta recognize, okay, 11 gems. If we can turn Greymane or Stitches in, then we get the turn in. That's what you think. Or if you can get Jaina one more globe. Jaina's gonna get the turn in, but that doesn't actually start the phase. Now Greymane up here might be a target. Wasn't able to pull the trigger on that shadow charge. If Norseman can drop those 3, but instead looking at the siege camp, but time's a factor here. I mean, only 4 gems away potentially from a turn-in on the side of RGP, and they have been getting their gems dropped, so they don't have a hard turn-in to do. And you don't want to be in a position where you're holding a ton of gems and then you lose a fight. Putrid Bile has come out from the Stitches, not going for the Gorge, instead going for more of the zoning. Phantom's looking to drop 4. They need 3 more. Arrow could do it. Or Stukov. Either Leo or Stukov could do it if they can also get Kerrigan. Only 1 gem needed on the side of CCS. So trying to keep tabs on all these turn-ins. Nobody yet. Stukov going for the turn-in, but now breaks it to drop silence onto the Anduin. Looking like Ewok is now going to look for the turn-in, and I think Ewok wins that race. They do. And oh, there's the last race onto Diablo. Diablo kind of stepped up and got punished. Take a look at the talent. Tried to go for the combo. Almost got it on the Greymane, but going to be able to survive that. Stukov, though, dropping the silence just to maybe get that extra bit of damage. If that gravity lapse hit, I think that could have been a dead Greymane. That was Diablo's souls, by the way. So always very important when Diablo loses souls. Future Bile has been dropped. Front of the gate. There's the focus onto Jaina, though, and a A very quick Kerrigan kill onto the Jaina, but now they need to draw their attention elsewhere. There's a big push coming here in the mid lane. Leo seems to have the bottom now stopped. Neither team getting any forts on their first objective. Oh, but if they get this Malthael kill, that would be huge. Oh, Diablo actually gets hooked away, though, and Malthael is going to be able to escape. There's the Entomb catching the Greymane, manages to Dark Flight over the wall. Diablo goes in, not quite able to get the flip, and really good disengages there by CCS. Getting Malthael out and then getting Greymane out. Just very well done. And both teams now with a turn-in potential out to get a much easier threshold of execution on the side of RGP. But that said, you got to do some math. That's not enough. They're still one away. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe they're... Okay, no, there we go. Leo dropped one below. Now, this is a situation, though, where you got to be careful on Leo, because you got the die alone and the last rights. Gonna make it hard to 1v1 Malthael. Here comes the engage onto the Jaina. Didn't have APOC there. I think that could have been a kill. The Spider Queen is spawning up at the top. Malthael's actually come up to defend this. Keep in mind, the mid is being stalled out by a Bruiser Camp, as well as the fort also being down. Here comes the engage, looking for the APOC. They find it onto the Greymane that time. He actually got hit by 2 APOC, so really well executed combo there by Rabid Penguin. Stitch looking for the hook. Good dodge there by Phantoms. That said, the Spider Queen is down. They're still going to push up all the same here. Mid Spider Queen has died. Bottom being cleaned up by Malthael. Still at least going to be able to open up this top fort. Diablo at the time soaking the shots here. But going to need to start backing up, getting a little low. Does manage to walk away. Going to go ahead and drop the heart. Bottom fort still standing. Good defense there by Malthael. Could be cleaned up pretty quickly, but it is going to force a commit. But the nice thing here for RGP is they are effectively as close to a turn-in as ECS. And arguably going to be closer now that they actually have 35 turns, having controlled the middle of the map. Although... Well, no, never mind. No, nobody defended top, so ECS is going to turn in. What I was going to say was they could get the turn in, and they controlled the middle of the map. They ceded control of the eyes, or of the control points, in order to that bottom lane, which Malthael is going to make kind of short work of, I think. So I don't know if that's really worth it. Did convert the bottom fort, but you know, if it loses the top fort up here, that's not a better trick. Stitches would have the Putrid Bile to secure the getaway if needed. Greymane having to... Oh, there is great cleanse. Great cleanse, great Putrid Bile. Greymane is going to be able to walk away with the Hearth. Now, Malthael is going to be able to push up on the bottom. Albeit Malthael has not great siege damage, but still better than nothing, which is what RGB is currently defending bottom with. Let's see how, if they get this fort. Leo has come down now at 14. So... looking for the hook, didn't quite find it. They're trying to set up to get this last fort, get the trickle XP advantage. Level 16, however, is here for RGP. Level 16 now going up. Yes, this has just been such a close series. This is one of the closest series I've ever casted. Even if this had ended 2-0, it would still have been super close. Oh, what the big hook! The last right's going to scare it, but they get the Leoric Entomb into the Hell in a Cell, and that might be enough to turn this fight. They find 2 kills, but Ewok going to town on Arrow. Who's going to lose the most gems now? That's the question, and there are more oh, can they get the Greymane? No, not quite able to hit that combo. But they managed to pick up most of their stuff. So, with that, they did not turn in their gems, and again, this is kind of one of those, like, they had control of the middle of the map. I guess their thought process was maybe they didn't want to turn, either because they thought maybe the enemy would engage on them, or they didn't want to turn and they had 2 people dead. But so did the CCS, so I'm not entirely sure why the stall. Maybe they're saving up and they're trying to look at a double turn as a way to try to end the game. That could be it. But that would require a lot more gems. Dukov looking for the drop now. They're kind of creating a good blanket around, and Dukov does get the drop. Do they look for the engage now? Do they wait for the objective? Low did land onto Chien there. Dukov, by the way, went into longer pitch. Ooh, Dwarf just barely missing some of these hooks. They're very good effort, but you know, you don't land hooks for effort. Slightly off, but and that tells you again, once again, how close these teams are. If these hooks are landing, it's a different game. Oh, APOC just not quite able to land the combo. Now they're moving on to the stitches with the Putrid Bile. Oh, and actually flipping Putrid Bile back into the team. There comes the cleanse. But that spider cleaned up very quickly in the mid. RGP, though, still wanting to open up the map, so they're still focusing this mid fort. Seeing Mouth in the mid, they're going to step up and try to clean this. Diablo potentially looking to lead a charge towards the bottom at that Mouth. Oh, Mouth stepped up at just the worst possible time. Pops the self unstoppable, but that's not going to be enough. And Last Right's not going to secure the kill. Just the worst possible time to step up there, right as the gank was coming his direction. Gets punished for it. That is Malthael down. Leo gets hooked, but of all the people in the world you want to land a hook on, Leo is not it. So they're not even going to blow ults for that. Wise decision to just not commit to anything. Because it's, and if best case you kill him, nothing really gets done at this point in the game. Most likely, Spooky Ghost walks out and he, like, welly. But now with Malthael down, we are seeing the traditional throw pit attempt. As is tradition. But the throw pit is not going to be, the throw pit invitation is not going to be accepted by CPS. So the boss will be picked up. Oh, Big Entomb forces out the cleanse. Should be noted, Anduin did go double cleanse, as is the right decision. Oh. Entomb loses a lot of value unless you get it onto Anduin. This is where, at this point in the game, once you have Entomb up, especially with level 20 buried alive, you can spooky Ghost Walk just at the Anduin and Entomb him. And if you catch Anduin in the Entomb, you should have a huge advantage in the fight. There comes the cleanse, but that's not going to stop the Pyroblast. Is going to get back to the Hall of Storms? Yes, got back to the Hall of Storms and survived. Top Keep did go down. RGP, though, not going to push their luck, recognizing they're only 8 gems away from a turn-in. I like this decision. Play it patient, play it slow here. Not try to end, especially with all 5 of the enemies up. They didn't get any kills there. But if they can get 8 more gems in, this is going to produce a lot of pressure. So now, here it is. This is the series on the line. The winner of this map wins the game. And I think they're going to get a turn here on the side of PCS. And they do. The gems do not get in time for RGP. And so CCS does create a opportunity here. Mid lane currently going to be where the most forward Web Weaver spawns. Top forward at this point is just forfeit. You don't really care about it. So you want to clean up the mid, presumably, maybe even clean up. Yeah, you go top next, because bot is just so far back. Fort obviously down, then rotate up safe to defend. Behind your own keep. All. Leo, of course, can flank, but that's just because Leo's going to do Leo things. But actually looking potentially to rotate down towards the bottom. Well, no, now just kind of some indecision here from TCS, and at this point in the game, you got to be really careful with that. Every second is an opportunity, and in this case, that opportunity has not been really utilized effectively. And now they're walking away, and you know you don't want to with an 18-minute fighter wave. You don't want to get a fort that was already low. But that looks like that's what's going to happen, and that was almost all of their gems utilized in that turn. How many do they have remaining? 23. On the other hand, only one gem turn-in needed on the side of RGP. Man, that is a summary of how close the series has been. One gem away from a turn-in. Leo getting spotted out here. Welly was used there. It's down for 45. We'll see if RGP maybe recognizes that and tries to take advantage. There's a hook on the Diablo, though. Cursed Bullet follow. Last rites. Is that Souls? That is. The question, though, is Stukov going to pay? And Stukov did. Oh, there's the Buried Alive. Can they make something happen with it? Here comes the APOC. They are going to get the Stitches. But Leo is probably going to drop here. Leo does go down. Not the worst death, honestly. All told, that could have been a lot worse for RGP, but it's not great. Definitely not great losing off this game. Boss is up in a minute. Stukov will be up by then, but you gotta stem the bleeding here. And now looking for the engage. Oh, maybe they get. Oh, I think they got Malthael. I think they got Malthael. Did Malthael go return from the dead? Malthael did. Malthael has returned from the dead. Are they going to chase out further? No, they're not. Leo is getting a lot of cheap death time here on that Anduin. And so that was a really good shorthanded goal there, getting that Malthael down. And that at least got his level 20 on cooldown, such that if you're able to win a fight shortly, which you may be able to do, since you're going to be able to, to be spider turn is just going to happen now. This is an opportunity for RGP. Top lane, of course, going to produce the most pressure with the... There's now 2 catapults on the way. Here comes the Entomb. Buried Alive forces out the pull. That is a Buried Alive is going to be down for another 35. Looking like the focus is going to be on clearing the top here. What's RGP going to do? Are they going to fight, or are they going to look for the push? Looking like they're going to look for the fight. Diablo gets spotted out by Stitches, who does slow the engage. Good root there. Oh, APOC well dodged. Here comes the light bomb. Look for the re-engage. Only gets onto Leo, but now Kerrigan dives in. She takes a ton of damage, but lands a huge combo. There's the last strike, though, and so that's a 1-for-1 trade. Malthael traded out for Kerrigan, but Malthael is down for 80 seconds. But now Stitches having a hard time getting away. Gets the cleanse out. Health bars, though, are just so low on the side of RGP. And they find the Jaina kill on the backside with the Kael'thas. And now Ewok is low. Ewok is going to have to back up. Are they going to be able to get this core? Do they go for the keep first? That's always the question. Looks like they're going to go for the Greymane. If they get this Greymane kill, that would be huge. Greymane dives in, does some good jukes, but no, does go down. Pyroblast not needed. Big keep is down. Shields on the core starting to fall, and RGP looking like they could end the series here with a 2-1 victory. One of the closest series I've ever casted, but I think they're going to do it. Indeed, they are. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Really close. But ultimately, RGP, Regen Phoenix, is going to get the W. So, we're going to take a brief break while set up post-game interview. So much for watching. And I have a doubleheader coming up. Right after this set, I'm going to start getting set up for Phoenix Rising Esports. That is their primary team. Phoenix Rising Esports. Bronze 6. The Nexus Division. So, that. decided to ignore the... There we go. Button is not working. With that, I am joined by the captain of the victorious Arrow. Arrow, how you feeling after that set?
Thanks, Smiley. I gotta say the team's feeling really good. It's good to start off the season with a win. It's always it's been a while since our first season where we just lost it, and so it feels good. The team's pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, just a really close series. I mean, that Towers of Doom game, by the end of it, you had a pretty good grapple on it. You guys definitely had to fight and scratch in that first game. What were your struggles earlier in the game, and how did you in Towers of Doom?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we came out of that draft, we expected it was going to be tough because trying to get to that Vala with an Uther, Oriole, and then the potential, all the CC abilities with ETC and Blaze. How do we get there, right? I mean, I pretty much said, I'll be the one to get into the back line if you guys can just deal with the rest of it. Burn their cooldowns, and then either we target Uther or we target Vala. And sometimes we were able to switch it up a little bit, but as the game went on, that worked out a lot. And the dot damage from Kira and Sylvanas, I was really hoping that would be enough to kind of overcome the challenge of Oriole Uther.
Ultimately, you guys able to get the win. Infernal Shrines, very close game, very back and forth. Looked like it was getting away from you for a bit. You managed to put yourselves in a position to win. But walk me through kind of those last few on that map. Or anything in hindsight would have tried to do differently, or what's...
Yeah, I think the biggest difference there is if Mei dies and she is so close to death, if we're able to get that one last hit on her, then we're able to win the game. Because we don't have great siege with
Right.
the Mei Mephisto, or not Mei, Kira Mephisto. I did see the catapults mounting there when we called the core, and it was a juggle. If Mei can't slow us down and ice wall Kira and things like that, then I think we're okay there. But we played it a little bit aggressively and lost it by a bit. That's a call that it was the wrong call, but we all ended it, and that's I'm happy with that. If our team makes the decision and follows through on the call, then so be it. If we lose, then we learned.
Well, taking us now to Towers of that last map we just saw there.
Really,
very, very back. But seemed like towards the end you were able to start getting some of those. Walk me through that last fight in top lane. Excuse me, you're jumping into this. This is not. This happens sometimes. People are just like, "Oh, I can." Anyway, walk me through that last fight. How did that? Because obviously it started out with a Kerrigan and a Malthael trade. What was kind of the thought process?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the fights, not all of them, but a lot of the fights were, identifying what was our cooldown for the Entomb APOC, and keeping track of Anduin's Leap of Faith, having Jaina use her water elemental right before that final fight, really opened up the opportunity, and so I was, looking for that Entomb. They pulled out the leap, and everybody was there, and basically the result of that was, okay, guys, I'm out. Like it's not a big deal. I can get out of this. I still have my stuff, and then Phantom's, Kerrigan, it's in her name, right? Kerrigan, and goes in, gets the stun on everybody, and we're like, well, guess we're in. And so it gave us that extra moment to bring the rest of the team up. Kerrigan and Malthael traded out, but taking that auto attack build into the stitches in the Malthael helped a whole lot for me to be able to get to push the damage into where it needed to be. And then it was just okay, we have the damage now. We can definitely push this with what we've got left. And even still, at the end, we didn't have any health on the Webweaver, and we didn't want to repeat game 2, so we cleared up that second keep, that web weaver was half health, and with all the minions we had, figured this is the opportunity. We can clear this out quickly and end this game, and that's this time it worked.
Well, congrats there, and also something I kind of failed to mention. You had some gusting. They were so good. Like, just because if you can initiate with drag and then taunt, that almost always works out with the display. Really well done. Now I'll give you the floor for shout out.
Yeah, thanks. And I do want to say I felt really good about my performance on Towers. Towers is a map that it's my favorite map. And so, it's one that I feel like the offlane is super important, and it felt strong. But shout outs. So I saw my boy Mudge was out there in chat land rooting for the team. So shout out to Mudge, a former Regen Phoenix member, Recycic and Murda, of course, from Regen. I also had some friends from the Twitch music community that were out there watching tonight who have no idea about what HOTS is, but they've come to see me cast a couple times, and now they've come to see you this evening as well, Smiley. So thanks to them for stopping by. I appreciate it. And then, of course, to Regen Phoenix, my team, and appreciate all the effort that they've put into, being where we are right now. And to CCS 6, I think they are, whichever number they are.
Yeah, I said CCS 8 a few times, but that's currently chasing Samuro, so I don't know. I just started saying CCS because I didn't want to guess.
Yeah. So shout out to them. They played an absolutely fantastic match. It was really back and forth, and it's always fun having those games that make you sweat a little bit, and you have that back and forth with a 3-game series. So and Smiley, thank you for picking up the cast. I appreciate it.
Happy to. All right. Well, we have another game in a doubleheader coming. Arrow for stopping by. We gotta jump to the second match. It's Rising Sports versus Ron 6. The primary team for Phoenix Rising Esports don't have a stone name. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for that. Thank you all very much for